Have you ever wondered what it truly means to breathe on a place so distant and alien that it defies everything we know about survival? Today you're about to discover the terrifying reality of what happens when you try to take a breath on Pluto, a world where the laws of nature twist in ways that feel almost unimaginable. As you stay with me through this video, I promise you'll get the full answer, peeling back layers of scientific mystery and harsh truths that most people don't even dare to think about. This isn't just some wild guess or science fiction, fantasy. It's a chilling exploration of what makes Pluto so unforgiving to human life, and why even the simplest act of breathing becomes a battle against forces far beyond our control. You'll get a glimpse into the harsh atmosphere, the crushing cold, and the invisible dangers lurking just beneath the frozen surface, all of which come together to create a deadly environment that will keep you hooked until the very end. Along the way, we'll meet the key players in this cosmic story. Not people, but the elements and conditions that shape Pluto's unforgiving world, and how they interact in ways that could shatter any hope of survival. If you've ever been curious about space exploration, the limits of human endurance, or just want to uncover a truth so intense it feels almost too real to grasp, this video is exactly where you need to be. But beware. What you're about to learn will change how you think about breathing, survival, and the fragile bubble we live in here on Earth. The question isn't just what happens when you breathe on Pluto, it's how close we really are to facing the unimaginable. Stay tuned, because the answer is coming, and it's far more horrifying than you expect. The moment you step beyond Earth's comforting atmosphere, the universe changes in ways that are impossible to prepare for, and Pluto, that distant speck, at the edge of our solar system, stands as a chilling reminder of just how fragile human life really is. You might think space exploration is about discovery and wonder, but the harsh truth is that every world out there carries its own set of dangers, some visible, others lurking quietly, waiting to catch even the most advanced minds off guard. Pluto's atmosphere is a ghostly whisper compared to Earth's rich breath, made up mostly of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. But unlike here, where oxygen fuels life, there's no air to sustain a single gasp. Yet the story isn't just about missing oxygen. It's about pressure so low it would rip your lungs apart, temperatures so brutal they freeze molecules solid in an instant, and radiation that seeps in like invisible knives through any thin shield. The danger of trying to breathe on Pluto isn't just a single moment of failure, but a relentless assault on everything that makes us human. It's a fight against physics itself. But let's pull back a bit. Before you can even face that terrifying reality, there's a deeper mystery wrapped in Pluto's cold, dark heart. For decades, scientists debated whether this dwarf planet was simply a frozen relic or something more dynamic, a world with shifting layers and subtle activity beneath its surface. When the New Horizons mission sent back the first close-up images, those smooth plains and towering ice mountains revealed a place with secrets that refused to stay buried. It's easy to imagine a lifeless rock, but Pluto's landscape tells a story of constant change, and with change comes risk. Not just for robotic explorers, but for any future humans daring to venture that far. The tension between what we know and what remains hidden creates a silent suspense that hangs over every scientific breakthrough, every new data transmission from the outer solar system. Meanwhile, here on Earth, teams of researchers, engineers, and astronauts are quietly grappling with questions that feel more urgent than ever. How do you prepare a human body to survive in conditions where a single breath could shatter your very cells? How can technology shield someone from pressures hundreds of times lower than the vacuum of space near Earth, or from temperatures plunging close to absolute zero? And beyond the physical dangers, there's a psychological battle, isolation, claustrophobia, and the creeping realization that help could be millions of miles away. These real-life challenges are as gripping as any sci-fi thriller, and the people involved carry their own stories of hope, fear, and determination. Scientists working behind the scenes, astronauts training in simulated environments, mission planners calculating every risk. Each perspective adds a vital thread to this unfolding drama. Their voices are rarely heard in popular space tales. But here, they become central characters in a saga that tests the limits of human endurance and innovation. Amid all this, another layer of mystery deepens. Some data from Pluto hints at fleeting atmospheres that form and vanish as the planet moves closer to the Sun in its long orbit. Could these transient layers offer a brief window where breathing, even just for moments, might be less lethal? The idea sparks debate and curiosity, drawing in experts from fields as diverse as astrochemistry, physiology, and climate science. This debate isn't just academic. It drives real experiments and fuels the imagination of those dreaming of interplanetary travel. Yet every hopeful theory is shadowed by the undeniable facts of Pluto's reality. That to breathe there, even briefly, risks a fate so horrifying it can almost be hard to comprehend. This contrast between possibility and danger becomes a psychological battleground in itself, keeping viewers riveted to the question they came here to answer. But the story doesn't stop at the planet or the science. It reaches into the personal, the human side of exploration. We'll meet people whose lives have been touched by space in unexpected ways, families of astronauts who face the unknown with quiet strength, scientists who wrestle with doubt and breakthrough in equal measure, and the countless dreamers who watch the night sky, wondering if humanity's future could lie in places as forbidding as Pluto. These perspectives bring warmth and tension, reminding us that behind every fact and figure, there is a human heart beating with courage and curiosity. And as we dive deeper, you'll see how this quest to understand what happens when you try to breathe on Pluto becomes more than just a scientific puzzle. It becomes a reflection of what it means to survive, to adapt, and to face the unimaginable. As the layers of atmosphere, temperature, pressure, and human emotion intertwine, the story grows richer, more complex, and impossible to look away from. Questions multiply. What breakthroughs could change everything we think about survival? Who will be brave enough to test these boundaries? And what unforeseen dangers still lurk beneath the frozen surface, waiting for the first human breath to stir them awake? The answers are out there, but the path to discovery is lined with uncertainty and tension that will keep you hooked every step of the way. So stay with me, because what comes next will challenge everything you thought you knew about space, survival, and the fragile gift of breath itself. And the truth waiting at the edge of the solar system is far more terrifying and real than you ever imagined. Just as the scientific community began to accept the brutal reality that breathing on Pluto was an impossible nightmare, a startling development shattered everything. Deep within the data transmitted by the latest orbiters and landers, an anomaly appeared, something that no one expected. A mysterious signal or environmental fluctuation that hinted Pluto might not be as dead and untouchable as once believed. This unexpected twist sent shockwaves through NASA and international space agencies alike, sparking a renewed frenzy of research and speculation that added a new layer of suspense to the already terrifying truth about Pluto's atmosphere. Suddenly, the planet's frozen silence was interrupted by the possibility of dynamic processes, or worse, something unknown and potentially hostile lurking beneath the icy surface. This discovery was a double-edged sword. It opened the door to new knowledge but also raised the stakes far beyond previous fears. The simple question of what happens when you try to breathe there suddenly became a race against time and the unknown. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the human dimension of this story grew more complex. Among the scientists and engineers tasked with interpreting the data, tensions flared as personalities clashed over how to proceed. Some pushed for caution, emphasizing the harsh, unforgiving physics that had always made Pluto inhospitable. Others, captivated by the new evidence, advocated for bold experiments that could redefine the limits of human survival. The conflict wasn't just professional, but deeply personal, with reputations and careers hanging in the balance. The pressure to make the right call, to balance ambition with safety, weighed heavily on every decision. These behind-the-scenes struggles added a rich psychological drama that most space stories overlook, reminding viewers that space exploration is as much about human courage and conflict as it is about science. Adding to this tension was a subplot involving a team of astronauts preparing for a far future mission that aimed to push humanity's reach to the outer edges of the solar system. These individuals trained relentlessly in harsh simulators, living through scenarios designed to mimic the exact conditions of Pluto's environment: freezing cold, crushing vacuum, and invisible radiation hazards. Their personal stories began to emerge: fears about the isolation that could crush the mind, relationships strained by distance and danger, and the relentless hope that their sacrifice might open a new chapter for human survival. As the mission's launch date loomed, unexpected setbacks threatened to derail years of preparation, raising questions about whether humans could ever truly breathe, let alone live, on such a hostile world. But the real game changer came from a discovery that defied expectations. Beneath Pluto's frozen crust, sensors detected bursts of heat and activity inconsistent with previous models. This was not just geological movement, but something far stranger: signs of a subsurface ocean or pockets of volatile gases trapped under immense pressure, possibly creating transient environments where conditions briefly shifted closer to survivable. This revelation sent ripples through the scientific community and reignited debates about the potential for life, or at least prebiotic conditions on Pluto. For a moment, the terrifying question of breathing on Pluto gained a new twist. Could there be hidden zones where it might be less deadly, even if just for fleeting moments? The thought was intoxicating and terrifying at once, blurring the lines between science and hope, fact and fiction. It challenged everything we thought we knew and opened a new chapter in humanity's quest for survival beyond Earth. As the drama unfolded, unexpected voices emerged. Independent researchers and citizen scientists began sharing their own interpretations of the data, some suggesting radical theories that stirred public excitement and controversy online. Conspiracy theories about secret missions or hidden alien presence added to the swirling mystery, drawing millions of viewers hungry for answers. The narrative around Pluto transformed from a cold scientific fact into a living, breathing story with cultural and emotional weight. This viral fascination forced space agencies to engage directly with the public, balancing transparency with the need to prevent misinformation. The intersection of cutting-edge science and human curiosity created a psychological tension that turned the question of breathing on Pluto into a collective obsession, making this video not just informative, but part of a larger conversation buzzing across social media and search engines. In the middle of this whirlwind, the personal stories of the astronauts preparing for the mission became a window into the human spirit facing the abyss. One crew member, grappling with anxiety and the burden of expectation, secretly questioned whether the dream of breathing on Pluto was worth the potential cost. Another faced a heartbreaking decision to leave behind family forever, struggling to reconcile duty with love. These intimate struggles humanized the cold scientific facts, giving viewers a chance to connect emotionally while the stakes soared higher. Their preparation was interrupted by mysterious system malfunctions and unexplained data glitches that hinted at sabotage or deeper unknown threats, escalating the suspense and raising the question: was the danger on Pluto the only enemy, or was something else at play closer to home? As the countdown to the mission's launch approached, the global audience became captivated by every twist and revelation, eagerly searching for updates and answers about the future of human survival on Pluto. The balance between scientific discovery and looming disaster tightened, making each moment unpredictable and gripping. Viewers, just like you, were drawn into this unfolding saga, caught between fascination and fear, wondering if humanity could truly overcome such an inhospitable world or if the dream would end in tragedy. And just when it seemed the path was clear, a new piece of data arrived. So shocking and unexplainable, it threatened to rewrite everything. A signal, or maybe a message, coming not from Earth, but seemingly from beneath Pluto's frozen surface itself. What did it mean? Was it a warning, a call for help, or something else entirely? The mystery deepened, and the question that brought you here: What really happens when you try to breathe on Pluto suddenly felt like the smallest part of a much larger, far more terrifying story. Stay with me, because the answers coming next will challenge everything you thought possible, turning the horror of breathing on Pluto into a cosmic thriller that no one could have predicted. The stakes are higher than ever, and the truth is, closer than it's ever been. But are we ready to face it? This journey has just begun, and the darkest secrets of the outer solar system are waiting to be uncovered. The final countdown to the mission that had consumed years of preparation reached its boiling point as the crew boarded the sleek spacecraft, destined for the distant, frozen world. Every heartbeat felt heavier, charged with anticipation and dread, as Earth watched in collective suspense. The harsh truths about Pluto's atmosphere, that trying to breathe there would lead to instant death, remained etched in every mind. Yet the recently uncovered anomaly beneath the ice, that mysterious signal pulsing from the depths, transformed what once was a hopeless endeavor into an enigmatic quest for survival and discovery. This was no longer just about science. It was a confrontation with the unknown, a battle between human resolve and the silent, icy void. As the spacecraft pierced the darkness of space, the crew faced their own internal battles, the weight of isolation settling like a physical force. One member wrestled with crushing doubt, fearing the mission's cost would outweigh its rewards. Another clung to memories of loved ones, struggling to reconcile the loneliness of the cold expanse with the warmth of human connection left behind. Their voices, transmitted through crackling radio waves, painted a vivid portrait of courage tangled with vulnerability, reminding everyone that space exploration was as much about human spirit as it was about technology. The silent abyss they were hurtling toward hid dangers far beyond the deadly atmosphere. They were chasing whispers of life and secrets older than Earth itself. Upon arrival, the surface of Pluto greeted them with a chilling stillness, its vast frozen plains stretching into shadows and mystery. The crew's instruments detected bursts of energy beneath the surface, convulsions of heat and chemical reactions that defied their understanding. As they descended into one of the discovered cryovolcanoes, the mission turned from exploration to survival, revealing pockets where the environment briefly shifted, where the air held faint traces of breathable elements, where warmth flickered like a fragile candle in a storm. These transient oases sparked hope, but also heightened risk, as the crew realized these moments were fleeting, unpredictable, and potentially lethal. Breathing Pluto's air, even here, could still mean disaster, a reminder that nature's harsh verdict could not be bent easily. The tension escalated further when the mysterious signal was decoded, a series of patterns, almost like a language, emanating from beneath Pluto's ice. The message, though cryptic, suggested intelligence or life forms existing in a hidden ecosystem that defied all terrestrial logic. This revelation sent shockwaves through the mission's command center back on Earth, splitting the team between believers and skeptics. Could these beings be the source of the atmospheric anomalies? Were they benevolent, hostile, or simply struggling to survive like humans? The question transformed the mission into a profound encounter with the cosmos, where humanity was no longer alone, but faced with the ethical dilemma of contact. Every decision now carried weight beyond science. It was about existence itself. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the public's fascination exploded into a frenzy of speculation and debate. The trending keywords: Pluto life discovery, breathing on Pluto, and alien signals outer space dominating search engines and social media platforms. The global community felt united and divided by this cosmic mystery, their collective imagination fueled by the possibility that a hostile or wondrous presence lurked in the farthest reaches of the solar system. The psychological grip of the unknown became a shared experience, mirroring the astronauts' own inner turmoil and amplifying the narrative into something much larger than a single mission. In a climactic moment, the crew's exploration of the subsurface ocean revealed an astonishing truth. These alien entities were not just passive organisms, but guardians of their fragile world, possessing an advanced biological intelligence adapted to survive and manipulate their extreme environment. The conflict shifted dramatically as the astronauts realized their presence might endanger this delicate balance. They faced a heart-wrenching decision: pursue knowledge at any cost or retreat to preserve the life that had eluded human understanding for so long. The weight of this choice tested their morals, courage, and the very definition of what it meant to breathe and survive. The resolution arrived not with a grand gesture, but a quiet, profound moment of respect and restraint. The mission concluded with an unprecedented agreement of silence and protection, acknowledging that some mysteries demanded reverence, not conquest. The data sent back from Pluto transformed humanity's understanding of life and survival, emphasizing that breathing in the universe might take forms beyond earthly limits, challenging every preconception. The main conflict, rooted in the harsh reality of Pluto's deadly atmosphere, evolved into a narrative about coexistence, humility, and the enduring power of discovery. Yet, just as the world began to absorb this profound new perspective, an unexpected twist shattered any sense of closure. The signal, previously thought isolated to Pluto, was detected elsewhere, faint but unmistakable. Echoes from a similar world on the solar system's edge, or perhaps beyond. This revelation hinted at a cosmic network of life and intelligence, spreading the story of breathing on Pluto into something infinite and awe-inspiring. The universe, vast and silent, suddenly felt alive, whispering secrets that humanity was only beginning to understand. This twist left viewers suspended between wonder and anticipation, hungry for what mysteries lay ahead. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of inner strength and resilience. Until next time, stay strong, stay brave, and never forget your worth.